What this is really saying is, do you believe in the growth of this asset? Because if this thing doesn't grow and it's not, this was just all fluff and it wasn't real, then we probably got to retrace all the way back down to these original lows. An interesting amount, man, is basically against the most sort of serious institutional fingerprint kind of idea low. Retardio. Does this sound like Canadian politician coins? Well, it's not looking too retarded. Well, that's encouraging. Do we have two W's in a row? One W, two W's. Hello. Is that coming in through the 50 line? Oh, wow. Sexy sex. So RSI is looking very attractive. Probably, Julian, he'd probably want to see a break through this trend line here before getting too excited. Let's see what we got here. Extend right. There we go. Oh, look at what's happening as we speak. Not bad. Is this in a buyer's location? 78.6, 61.8. And of course, it's backwards. Like I say, seconds. Oh, there you go. 78.6. So this isn't a terrible level. The only problem I find with these venture cap names, and if anything, this is a really good example of this, is, sometimes we actually have to go all the way right back down to the original bottom. We're trying to get W's forming on other sides of trend line, so that's so encouraging. It's a bit expensive up there, but that would be sort of your W on the other side of the trend line. If we look at this on log, though, I can absolutely guarantee you this is going to look like an absolute, like, oh boy, this got trouble written all over it. And then also remember this trend line, right? Because my hunch is this trend line is probably really important. So let's go log. Boom! Holy crap on a stick. So this is why it behooves you to pay attention to log scale charts. Where is the actual bottom on this asset? Why can't I see that? Here, let's go try this again. Yeah. So I mean, like, this thing started at basically nothing here, right? You can see the original bottom. There it is. So, okay, so there's your bottom. If we're going to do log scale, then we better change this to log, doink. And there you see the reload zone all the way back down, basically at the original bottoming level. So what this is really saying is, do you believe in the growth of this asset? Because if this thing doesn't grow and it's not, this was just all fluff and it wasn't real, then we probably got to retrace all the way back down to these original lows. An interesting amount, man, is basically against the most sort of serious institutional fingerprint kind of idea low. Maybe you might want to say, look at, I'm going to go after this because this looks like this was just all fluffy. And interesting how 61.8, 78.6 actually gets you coming in basically off this original bottom. So from a value perspective, we're nowhere near the bottom. And I warned you about names like this recently. Like, I bought this guacamole. Of course, if the name's guacamole, then you got to know it's got to be blue chip. And I had seen this sort of chart here, and it scared me a little bit, where we were trying to bottom, we broke out, and then we crapped out, and then we lost our trend line. So where is the bottom on this thing? This gets a little scary when you zoom out on things like this, and this is why you better be a little old lady with this kind of stuff, or, you better define risk, and if we break these lows, get the fuck out of there. Since I am little old lady this, I'm not really too concerned about market timing these, but there's the original bottom way down there. And that trend line that we drew off of the tops, you might find that the market actually just walks its way right down to this trend line back to these levels. And then if we draw a reload zone off of this range, and keep in mind that's not even the bottom. Oh god, there's the original bottom way down there, all the way down there. So how Jesus, look at this. Where the hell is the bottom? There it is there. So, I mean, I don't know whether we have to go all the way back down there. This does have a pretty good looking base here. But the point of the matter here is, can you see? On a regular scale chart, you don't see how dramatic this growth story is. If the growth story completely unwinds, now Render, I think, has a product and a service that justifies the growth. Does Guacamole coin have anything at all other than the fact that it's a meme coin going for it? I don't know. This is half the fun of playing these shit coins. You got to understand that, on a regular chart, that doesn't really look very dramatic. But on a log scale chart, woo-wee, that is a long way down. So, I did come in and buy this reload zone and try to put in a W off of it. And it looks like that was a little bit of maybe a hasty move. So, be forewarned.